Good day, everyone. Welcome to the Siddha session on mental health. So the topic is mostly for passive mental health. What it means is that what you cannot control. And it's not you, it's not about your health. You want to heal somebody, but of course, your health also you can. These techniques will be useful. But mostly, what we're talking about is to look at somebody else's health. Your child is having a ADHD, autism. Mother is having some memory issues. So many kind of mental disorders are there. What is the key of mental disorder? What aspect should we focus? So those are things that we will be discussing. So we will start with a small mindfulness practice. So let's all close our eyes. Slow down, calm down. See how deep you can breathe. And how lengthy the breath comes out from your nose. See how lengthy it is. And how deep it goes inside your body. Focus on your breath completely. So watch the stopping places where the breath returns. Like when you breathe in, there is a stop. And when you breathe out, there is a stop there. So watch that place as you breathe in and breathe out. Giving importance to the stop as you breathe in. There is a stop there. And as you breathe out, there's a stop. And I'm saying the space, it's not necessarily the physical space, but it's the space where the breath stops. So just as you focus on the breath, you can feel those two stops. Breathe in, stop, breathe out. Now increase the stop time. As you breathe in, stop, hold, and breathe out. You can hold equal amount of time, box breathing or square breathing, we call it. So you breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold, like that. So it's a square, but watch where you hold. Mindful breathing. When you organize your breath, you're organizing your mind. So as you become mindful, your mind and breath becomes one. It is in fact one. Prana Shakti. She is linked with the biomagnetic energy. The same breath, you can bring it to different parts of the body. As you breathe in, you can now breathe in from the tip of your tailbone to the top of the head. And then breathe out back from top to down. So this is breath control. So wherever you think your breath will move, if you're thinking the air is moving to the brain, it will, because your thought and the prana shakti are connected. So breathe in to the top of the head and breathe out, come back. That's the gateway. Your thought opens up the channels. So breathe in, breathe out. This is the important part because we're going to use this for the last exercise that I will give you at the end. That will open up the important channel for remote healing. Now you watch the stop. The stop is at the Muladhara, base tip of your tailbone. And then another stop is the top Sahasrara, top of the head. So breathe in, stop, breathe out, stop. Same square breathing. Now, gently as you breathe into the top of the head, hold, and then when you're breathing out, you spread the energy all over the body, like as if you're taking a shower, penetrative shower, flows inside the cells. Keep doing this, breathe in and breathe out to the entire body. Breathe out. Now, gently rub your hands, dry palming, center of your palms on the eyeballs, eyes closed, eyelids. Now, rub your face upward. So today, I'm going to give one important exercise that's a opening up. It's a beginning only for passively doing things. It is a higher level of initiation process. Very powerful, but it takes time for you to practice that. Okay, but it will eventually work. Now, one method alone will not work for everything. So you have to always figure out multiple things simultaneously. That's what I call as the compound model. And that's why we are doing all these retreats, everything. I'm teaching compound model to treat the problems. Linear model will not work. Finding one root cause problem is not a solution. But today I'm going to give you a broader answer for your question, right? So you have specific questions. Now you can type down, what are you looking for in mental health? What are you looking for? So you can type down chat, like you can say, I'm looking for autism for my kid. No, I want to do general thing. I want to know about mental health. So anything you want to specifically, because I cannot address everything in this, but I'll try to address few things, right? And a common thing, the intersection of all the different things is in the middle. There's an intersection there. That's what I'll be focusing, but I can, on the periphery, I can focus on. So, okay, Jill is talking about heal bipolar. Okay, next. Anxiety in teenagers. Okay, good. Low cognition. Okay. Highly strung. In present constraint my further life. Okay, that's good. Okay, good. More. Okay. Okay, sure. So yeah, some of these. So any other trauma? Okay, trauma. Yeah, I'll do some PTSD. All these things comes under this. Stress, of course. Stress is also a mental problem, of course, but we can do much more easier in stress in management. Yeah, fake marriages. Okay, we'll see. Good to see. Reaching goes with ease. Okay, hi Adriana. Welcome back. Okay, biohacking and increase. Yeah, okay, and they always want to hack fast solutions. Okay, good. Um, um, okay, these are very, very important points. So these all are mostly, I think you're looking for somebody else, and some of you are looking for yourself. So here is the key thing. So see what are the inputs in our body? Okay. Where is input coming from so that we get an output? Okay. So there are inputs comes from the following. One is through our senses, five senses. Okay, the five senses have different kind of inputs. You're looking at a video, listening to an audio, smell, taste, touch. These are inputs. These are transformative inputs. Okay. When I'm saying taste, it doesn't mean food. Taste itself as a transformative input that can change behavior, that can make open up channels in the brain, and do a lot of things for the whole body, for example, right? So like that, food is an impact. So food means the food is not only the physical food, there are other types of food. Air is a food. Okay. So how do we get energy? Food is one. Water is one. Air is one. Because we are using water, we are breathing in air. So when I say food, these are the inputs. These can go through different parts of our body inside us. Then we have the earth, the electromagnetic, Earth's magnet, okay, magnetic field. And then we have the cosmic energy from different planets. Okay, then other than this, there are like you have a temple, for example, right? A structure, architecture that can affect. It could be pyramid, for example, right? They affect us. These are external factors. And there are some like, pradishta. Pradishta means they do a lot of mantras or whatever on a particular object, and that can affect us. Or a particular type of stone, right? Gemstones, etc. These all are some other things that are in continuous interaction with us. So using all these tools, understanding that the problem is not coming from one thing. So the negative, if all these things are there. So there is a positive from all of these, but you can have a negative energy from the opposite of this, right? You can have the air in your house is not good, and you may not be knowing, and you're breathing the same air, and your problem will continue. You're thinking air doesn't really matter. You have been changing your food, everything, whatever the doctor or even the ancient doctor talks about Ayurveda, Siddha, you're practicing, but still your problem is not solved, because the quality of air that you are staying, it's heating up, you're in a basement, you're working on somewhere, there's a continuous heat, you're cozy, warm there, but the air is not circulating properly. It's a big impact. So there's a lot of factors are there.
talk about. I'll give you a few points about these factors, and then I'll go to what is called the Meithinda Kalavarmam. Meithinda Kalavarmam is an advanced level, but I'll give you that kind of initiation where you need to practice. It takes time for us to practice to get this. Okay. But you are lucky enough to be part of it. So you know this technique. And then as you advance, if you attend our workshops and other retreats, you will have this prana shakti, that's the pranamaya gosha of your body, start to activate, and then you'll all start to feel all this. Okay, so that's why we are holding now. If you're in the local region, on 4th and 5th of October, we have like very deep healing retreat happening in Binghamton, in upstate New York. Okay, so those who are local, you try to come there. A lot of people are showing up. You're doing some group healing, very intensive healing, as well as individual concentrated healing. Okay, so now I am, so we will look at inputs. So passively, what you can change. So your kid is having a problem. You know that. And can we change any of these inputs that I told you? Can we change the food? Right? So how do we change the food? So let us see what we can stop. So we can stop all the processing food, highly processed food, right? Highly processed food, ultra processed food, all these things. If we can change, that'll be great. But it's not possible because your kid got used to this. Then what do you do? Right? This is the challenge. We are thinking of having them eat the right food, but that's not happening, right? They want to go for that industrial stuff, ready-made stuff. And so during this time, see, I too have raising kids. I have the challenges. Kids like to eat things outside sometimes, right? They're interested in, exploring different things. For them, this is the whole world, and they want to see different stuff, whether it's good or bad, they will try that. Now, the important point is that I use 2 or 3 ingredients on a regular basis in the food with or without their knowledge, right? He'll go there in the food. Whatever I am preparing, that will prevent, them from further damages. For example, every day I use what is called the Vallare. Okay, Vallare. So Vallare is different from Brahmi. Vallare is a Siddha herb. Vallare. Right? So this Vallare or Karisale is another herb. These all, you just learn this. Nowadays you can learn this. It's all AI can show you a lot of information about this. Okay, so you don't have to really worry about, just note down this. Right, Toothvalai, and see, in different ingredients I use Puliyari. These are very important things I normally use. I do use a number of stuff, but this is for you to know. I use hundreds of things that are very, very healthy. But these are passively, you can use this in the food without their knowledge. It won't taste, that, and you don't need that much. All these ancient herbs, you don't have to increase the dosage. You can take 1 pinch or 2 pinches maximum, it will work. Giving more will not help. So all these ancient herbs, little bit is good enough, the dosage. But make sure you're giving it every day in some form, right? Evvida Tandramayam, sage scientist Valala say, Evvida Tandramayam, you do any kind of trick to give the karisali. So if it is a sabji you're making, you can do. If your kid is interested in burger, you can spray some of this, right? It's okay. So first, because you cannot control everything. So you don't have control over how to, stop the industrial food. But at least what you can do is use these ingredients. Okay, now, on top of this, your intention is very important, right? In a food, a lot of things are there. A food is a person cooking the food can become the key doctor. So that is why all industrial food all can impact us in different way, because that intention is not good. The intention is a memory that goes into the food and they impact our biomagnetic energy in our body. So when you are having that herb, your intention should be that, okay, I'm giving it to my kid so that he gets healed. You meditate and then you toss that, whatever, So that moment, right, when you do that, that intention goes into, in addition to the herb. Herb has its own intention as well. It has the herb's property, every herb is a consciousness, local consciousness, and that will also work. Okay, it'll do its job. But you are giving another intention as a parent, right? As a brother, a sibling, whatever, So as your daughter, you can put that intention. Okay, this is my mother suffering from Alzheimer's. Let me throw this here, Brahmi, for her memory. Let it cure. You want to do any prayer, whatever religious prayer you are belong to, you can do that. That's also fine. But your intention, that momentary intention, is very, very important, and continuously doing, you can see very, very big impacts. Okay, and you will see the changes. It can happen. Don't even worry about the result immediately, but it will. This intention will have to work. Inputs, right? So food is a very big impact. But as I told you, the air quality, try to see what kind of air you can see. Your kid or mother, father, they're sleeping in a room. Here in the, in the Western countries, we have, all heated system, especially in the cold, or you're in a heater, like the AC. So both are not a real good air circulation. It'll remove prana. So what you do, early morning, I open up the windows early morning without their knowledge. So this is a passive way. I open up the window when I wake up early. So around 4:30 to 5:30, these windows will be opened and my kids will be breathing this air that is rich in the prana shakti, the early morning. That's a passive healing method. Even though if it's not healing, it's healthy method, right? Even if you don't heal. But if you have a condition, this will really help. Particular condition, you will have rich prana shakti. Memory, see, because prana shakti is the main important part of air. The air that goes inside our body divides into, the prana shakti divides into 12 types of air. So the same prana shakti only divides into samana vayu. Pranavayu divides into Samanavayu. Samanavayu is the one that crushes your food. If your food is not digesting, it has to do with the air more than the fire. He said Agni is used, but more than the fire, the air is very important for digestion. So most of the problems come because of improper digestion in the body. And we know, even in the modern science, we have the gut and brain connection through the messenger RNA they found out. Okay. So this has been figured out when they did a fecal transplantation. So they take the fecal material stools from the healthy gut person and put it in an unhealthy person. And the unhealthy person started to heal faster. But they eventually found that the unhealthy person, now who was healed, also start to behave like the host where he received. So they say now there is a brain gut connection. So this is also in ancient, all the biomagnetic energy, whatever goes out of our body, they carry our biomagnetic, femtobiomagnetic impressions. So they transfer, their characters get transferred. So these are modern science connections. So there is a connection. So if you stop, all the problems, mental disorder has to do with mostly the gut. Many of the mental disorders I'm talking about. So if you're highly constipated, you will definitely have mental issues. If you're like, I have seen people 2-3 days they don't go to the bathroom, so it's all stuck up, and whenever it comes out, they have a lot of problems. The Siddha way is 2 times a day, morning and evening. So if you take Kadukai is Haritaki. Okay, I can give you the Haritaki is the Sanskrit version. Kadukai is the Siddha version. Take 1 pinch of Kadukai before going to bed. Before going to sleep, you take 1 pinch with warm water. It'll clean up. You can add maybe 2 pinches. That's enough, right? So this will clean up. You can try, if you don't have the Haritaki, you can take a little bit of castor oil, like half teaspoon of castor oil, and take 1 cup of hot water after 10 minutes. So this you can do on you don't have to do on a regular interval, maybe monthly once. You can clean up your gut. Is very important. And passively, the Haritaki can be done passively on your kids or parents by putting 2 pinch in whatever they are eating in the night. Okay. So these are herbal solutions. So gut is a very important part of the whole healing process. Keep your gut free, because the Vayu, when the Apana Vayu is the Vayu that goes downward. Then they reverse. When they reverse, you have lot of problems. They are supposed to go downward direction. But when they go upward, it start to, you'll get pimples, hair loss, all those things that happen. So that's why even during women, during the menstrual cycle, they are not supposed to do meditation practices, activating the top chakras. Okay, very important. So the whole idea is that you control passively. It's all passive solutions. Whatever you do, changing the one type of the air, or the food, or the music that you play. All these things matter. So I turn on the music before the kids wake up. I start to sing some Carnatic songs, right, which they know. So what happens, This song are from sage scientist. Though, and the sage scientists have an intention. Intention is important. It's not like any music will work. Intentions of music are very important. Sage scientists, music are meant for healing, meant for upliftment. They're not just for just enjoying some music, some rock songs, all those things. There is an intention in that. As you start to sing and it goes into the brain, you start to process. It's an input, right? And without, see, because I'm singing and I'm cooking or whatever, when the kids wake up, they automatically sing this song sometime. So what happens? They start with a very good day because that intention, that song will be running for some time until they, listen to some other songs. So what you run in the background is a very important part of a healing process. So randomly listening to some inputs, either video, audio, all these things impact. Again and again, you're seeing the negative things. It'll impact your body, mind, right? So mind, we need to keep it clean. So only use things that are very important, useful things. Listen to things that have good intentions. People who sang the song, their intention is important, right? So, and so the intention, as you said, food is yes, food in the retreat, Dr. Gupta says, with healing intention. That's why in the, I like to cook the food. The intentions are very important. That's why I like to cook. And at least I do in the healing sessions, I'll do at least 2 times I put my intention for cooking in the healing process. So the food becomes very biodynamic. The food becomes highly biodynamic. So there is a huge difference between normally eating from a restaurant. Intentions. And even if I rent out, I don't give it to a restaurant. I have somebody who knows Ayurveda who cooks, somebody who's been doing sattvic food for a long time, for generations. These are the people I, rent out for cooking, right? So this is very important. And where the food comes, intentions. What is an industry's intention? Think about it. In industry, do few people join together and say, hey, let us have a restaurant that we should give the best healthy food, so that people can live happily. Is that how they plan to open a restaurant? Think about it. How do they plan? If you are running a restaurant, right? What would be intention? Is your intention giving good, healthy food for the people, or you want to make money? Think about it. Exactly. You want to make money. That is the intention of a business, right? You cannot do both. So you can do a conscious business, of course, but consciousness becomes first, not the money. When you do a conscious business, of course, that's why I say it is, when you say it's cheap, you cannot make it very cheap. Conscious business, or if you want to make it successful, it has to be expensive. It becomes automatically expensive because of the nature of how we have changed everything. See, what we call as organic at certain point was naturally grown. Now, the same thing you label, you have to get labeling, you have to do other things, and the whole process, it becomes very expensive, right? So that is because of the current situation, but not necessarily. It can become cheaper if everybody work together. You can make a good business also, very conscious, but consciousness should come in the front, not the money, right? So this is very important part. So inputs, the food and the five, sensory inputs. Sensory inputs are very, very important, right? And then I talked about, changing the water, changing the water. Water has different consciousness. You're taking a normal water from the, see, I have something called the, when you come, this time I gave to people what is called the JNE, or it is called Ganga, Shuddha Ganga. Shuddha Ganga is a water that is blessed by sages several thousand years back. Shuddha Ganga. So what they do, they start blessing, and you can take one. I have a part of it. So I give one drop to you, and you take the drop and you can fill the, big part of water on a big vessel, or everything becomes Shuddha Ganga, pure, because of the intention. It multiplies like how cells proliferate, So same thing happens. And then you take some and keep giving, you start to bless and keep giving. So I have this little part, but I keep multiplying and giving it to people. You don't have to have the concentrated version. It is still concentrated. If you pour it and then you make more, it is still same concentration. It has been blessed by several sage scientists from the past, and we are holding that for a long time, right? So it is healing power. So water is a very, very powerful thing. So most of you people know there's a water experiment they did, Emoto, Musuru Emoto, so he did some water experiment, and most of you are aware of it. He tried to crystallize water on different, objects such as Mother Teresa, Gandhi, Hitler, So people who have good intentions, the crystals is very, very clean. For people who have negative, the crystal structure was, distorted. So this kind of things, experiment has been done showing water consciousness. Those are external experiment, not necessarily. Those show, clear evidence about water, but more than that, we have seen in the past, in all the religions, we use water to spray, and and they do miraculous things. Water is a big consciousness thing. So you have to find intention. Water can be used for, blessing the water, giving the water, how to use water, how to purify water. There are methods given in the ancient science. What water is, well water is used for what kind of curing. Ocean water, how you can use for curing. Rain water, how you can use. Even ice, how you can use. I use ice for creating an amazing recipe for healing, right? So there are a number of things. It's a vast subject, but we'll suggest is at least how do you clean up water. One method I'll give you. So you take 5 parts of water. If you take 5 cups of water, reduce to less than half, then it is pure. That you want, heat it and let it evaporate, so you can have, boil it, right? So you can stay, all the steam goes away and reduces to what is 2.5. So the at least 2 part is very good in a water, right? The 2 part. So at least half of it. So you know that you don't have to exactly take 5 cups. Whatever you take, if you reduce to less than half, is a good water. So there is, for water also, there is a neutral part, the Buddha Bhaga. There is a positive part and a negative part. There is a Amrita Bhaga, Ama Bhaga. If you take in the Amrita Bhaga, it is healthy, right? With this water, you can take 1 pinch of what is called the sukku, dry ginger. As I told you, dry ginger is not the dry ginger dried. is very different. Dry ginger is by itself a medicine. You should get the dry ginger from the south part of India. Okay, that's where they make the medicines. It's found in Indian stores and all. You can buy. It's called sukku. Sukku is different from drying ginger and eating. Drying ginger and all, they do a poisonous process there. Okay, because they put all the skin and all. So that's not the way. So there is a process. I don't want to explain that process. It's a medicinal property. The process itself takes into a medicinal property of ginger, and you can use that. One pinch is enough, and that will purify the water and boil it. So this is how you use the water. So when you're coming to our thing, I'll give you everybody like a drop, and you can use to multiply. So last time, few people got that. From this is a blessing from our ancient. So intention, you create intention and it'll multiply. Many saver scientists use that for healing, and you can create your own healing part like that. So that's what our mind is a very important part of the whole process. Okay. Now, the other way of healing is if you have a vastu structure, like a typical architecture, and you allow your kids to or your parents to live in that particular architecture, they can heal themselves depending on the problem, right? So what's this connection with the planets? Every planet has an intention, feeling, and most important planet is the Saturn. Any kind of mental health, Saturn has a very big impact. Okay. So whatever your, one of the key component that I tell you is do oil bathing with black sesame oil. Using black sesame oil, if you do oil bathing, you can get the Saturn energy. Saturn is like a cup. They all are conscious. All the planets are not there just like what you think in the modern Western perspective of looking at. These all are planets, they are revolving by itself, like that. In the ancient perspective, every planet is conscious. It has a separate consciousness, right? Isolated consciousness, and its functions are very different. But it's all controlled by the bigger consciousness. It gives you, it's like assigning you for different jobs, management job. You do this. It's a cop job. If somebody gives problems, you give them a little bit of treatment. So that's the Saturn, You do this, I'll give you some disease, a temporary problem for you, then you change. Otherwise, you don't do, you overeat, it'll give you obesity. So this is the Saturn job. So when you keep the Saturn as a main thing, right, and you started to work around that Saturn, attraction of Saturn. So one of the things that I tell you is the Saturn has every planet has a connection with a different kind of food, different kind of trees, vegetables, etc. So the black sesame is closely associated, connected with the Saturn. So when you start to take the oil from there, you'll have the property of Saturn. And you start to apply, you get the Saturn energy balancing you. Saturn energy is very important in healing. So the black sesame oil, you warm a little bit of oil, right? How much ever is required for your body, just, it's like almost soaking with oil, wait for 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and then, it's good if you're exposing to the sun. And it's called transdermal thermoporation drug delivery. Transdermal thermoporation drug delivery. That means transdermally, these all are see, there is a transdermal drug delivery, means through the skin, you can allow the drug to go in. Here, this is what is happening. And thermoporation is the opening. When you are heating up, when the oil is warm, your skin will expand. When you're exposing to the sun, skin will expand. When you're taking hot water, it will expand. All this process will expand, open the skin so much, right? The pores of your cells, that this oil will penetrate. It doesn't stay and block, right? That's why coconut oil you should not be using just like that. It will block. There's a process there, right? So it will go deep in and it will penetrate into the layers, different layers of the skin, and goes into the bone, tissues, etc. And this process is a healing process, and you get the benefit of Saturn. So these are processes that you need to continue. So like this, I can keep going on, right? You can take a food from moon is another food. So moon food, you can take the what you call the old rice fermented soup. So Palayasoru Kanji. Palayasoru Kanji is a moon food. What it means is that moon is responsible for creating the microorganisms. So when you rice is a moon food, wheat is a food from the sun. So when you're taking rice and fermenting, right, in cooked rice, especially if you're taking red rice or black rice, they are very good because they will develop huge amount of microorganisms. If you're keeping, soak with water in a earthen pot and close it with a wet cotton white cloth and leave it over the window, you get the moon to create microorganism for 8 to 12 hours. It's a good microorganism. After that, it becomes bad, turns into bad microorganism. That's the bad part of the same planet, right? So during that time, if you take that, it'll heal your gut. So gut healing happens with the moon energy, rich microorganism, rich amino acids. These have been tested. A lot of people do this now, right? So you do and make the changes. So now, these are some things. Finally, I want to give the Maitinda Kalavarmam. This now one Varma point they called is the Maitinda Kalavarmam, which is 1 foot. This see, there's a aura or aura. First type of aura is intensive, like 112 angula. It's not 1 foot exactly. It's called the 12 angula. So this is one. Dwadas, Dwadas means 12. Do and das. Dwadasi, Egadasi, 11. Dwadasi, 12. Right? Do and do means 2. Das means 10. 2 plus 10 is 12. 12 angulas. Angula is 1. Angula is 1 finger distance. So if you have 12 angulas, so 1, 4, see, 4, 4, 4, 12 span, right? 4, 4, 4. So this is exactly 12. So this part is called the also Maitinda Kalavarmam. There is a point here that you can use for remote healing intention. So your kid is far away, your mother is far away, you want to heal with intention, right? Right. It could be for any of these problem that we talked about, right? So it could be autism, concentration issue, lower cognitions, anxiety, doesn't matter. So anywhere, what you can do, so all these issues, you definitely need the intention and connection with the Saturn, and then we focus on that point. Is called the Dwadasangam point. So this is the beginning. From this point to this point is the area where you start at this beginning of remote healing. So first, see, you can have, turtles, how they hatch the egg. The turtles lay the egg on the shore, and then they go for swimming. And whenever they think that their eggs are matured, they think, then the egg will hatch. It's called telepathic. So Meithinda Kalavarmam is a Varma point that is outside our body. That's 1 foot above the head. And you start to work on that. You feel that you should have that feeling. So when you come, I'll show you when you're coming to those who can, those who locally, you can come to I can show you how intense this Meithinda Kalavarmam is. So we'll do one quick thing and then we'll go for question answers from there. 1 foot above the head means this is the topmost Varma point. So I told you breathing techniques. So 1 foot above in front of you and 1 foot at the back. Okay. So what we are going to do as you breathe in, we breath in from the Mooladhara to here. Instead of that, you're coming to 1 foot above the head. Okay, stop the breathing. Stop here, breathe out. Okay. First, we'll activate Dwadasanga point, and then we'll go to 2 more points. Okay, quickly. So let's breathe in, go above the head 1 foot, and breathe out, come down. Breathe in, breathe out. Now do the stop. Breathe in, the square breathing, stop down, and you breathe out. Then breathe in, stop, on top, 1 foot above. Then breathe out, back. Now place your hand like flat on top of 1 foot above the head. Approximately, I'm saying it's 1 angula. I say foot, but it's 1 angula. Breathe is relative unit. Breathe in to your hand. Breathe out back. The beginning of the aura. As the aura start to expand, this is the opening up of the Dwadasanga center. Now go back to the back eye. Now you breathe in from the back eye to the front third eye. As you breathe in, come from back eye via this to the front and breathe out, go back. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe out. You can use both hands joined together. It's easy. Breathe in. So we used to do 1/4 to 1/2 inch for activating the brain points, but here this is little different. You're keeping 1 foot above and coming forward. 1 angula. 12 angulas, sorry. Feel the energy as you move, close your eyes. Now keep it on top of it, fix it. Feel the energy from your hand. You're activating the Dwadasanga. As you start to intensify, at some point you will feel a very strong magnetic field here. If you practice for 4 to 6 months, it becomes very strong. You can feel as a rock on top of it. And you can compress the rock, you can feel it. Once you start to intensify this Dwadasanga field, then you can expand this to several miles here. The aura can expand and the intensity, the aura start to work. You can do remote healing. Now you spread the energy all over the body. Grace of the divine, may you enjoy good health, long life, prosperity, wisdom, and peace. May all your family members enjoy good health, long life, prosperity, wisdom, and peace. May the whole world be blessed by divine Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently rub your hands. Right, Amen. Okay. So this, as I told you, for everybody, you have a different problem. Okay. But everyone, a little different kind of thing you can use. The main thing that you want to use is that I told you intentions. Intentions are very important. So as you do this, your intention should be, once you come here, my intention, you bring the energy, there's a step-by-step process, you bring the energy here. So those who have taken the third eye, it's very easy for them to bring the intensity here. And then you bring the connect with the Saturn. So think, visualize the Saturn energy. And then with this energy, you're going to bless somebody. You can bless your kid or yourself, anybody, or your intention, right? This is the auto suggestion. You want to tell, okay, I wanted to heal my back. I want to heal my back. And it will do, I want to heal somebody else. So you're connecting with the Dwadasanga field. Very, very powerful technique. And if you keep doing this, for one mandala, 48 days, miraculous things happen. Miraculous things. And it'll all work. Okay, so with this, I'll open up for questions and, further we can explain, 15 minutes, yes, please. Any questions? Open up. There's our retreat, Conscious Healing Retreat 2025, October 4 to 5 in Binghamton. And there is an early bird. You can do this. This is last time we charged around $1,500. So we are trying to bring it down so people can afford and, so we are trying to make as much as best as possible. But our quality doesn't go down. Whatever we do is going to be very intensive quality. And people who once come here, and they feel that it is worth their time, and they start to support us. They want to come again, So that's how it works. So people local try to come here, and we'll do a lot of things this time that are very useful.
Well, one question, if somebody comes with a family, children and spouse, and do they still pay everything, or is there
No, we will do family depending on number of people. We'll do discount if, if 3 persons are coming, we can, they can pay around, 1,200, 3 people can accommodate, we'll do those kind of things. Yeah. Math for different, family. Yeah. It's not a problem. We want you to come as a family and benefit more, Yeah, bring your kids. Kids above a certain age, like 8 and below is free. You can come, bring your kids. So,
the spouse is 50%, right? The spouse will is 50%.
Yeah. Spouse they do 50%, so it'll work out nicely for them.
That will much better, right? The whole family can come and enjoy it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And they are bringing, people are bringing families, kids, 12 years. I have like at least 3 around that age, teenage kids are coming this time. So it's really helpful. So we'll do some program for the kids also together. This is all for everybody. And the kids will understand much better than what you your age group can understand. Yeah. So definitely.
See, you mentioned a lot of healing. So how would the healing process work in the retreat? Well, in the beginning, you would be looking at
Yeah.
participants, what
I'll be
problem they
looking
have,
at, we'll do
etc.
some assessment the beginning of a day. It'll take 3-4 hours for assessment. I'll do like, okay, some measurements. Like I have some string to measure, your body height, everything. And then we'll do some other assessment, pulse assessment, breath assessment, which side, all those, and then alignment, looking at solar plexus, whether your solar plexus is off or, in the right position. And, many other things that are the ancient thing. And then we can go for, how the body type, for your body type, what's the solutions. Then we go for solutions. I focus on individual, collect all the information. That's why it's very important. Those who are coming, you can write down, these are the things they needed. Then accordingly, say if 4 people need a back pain, I'll focus on their individually, I'll do this and give a collective exercise for them as a group. So they will have to do these two, if they're coming in Friday, from Friday 6 o'clock is open, the hotel, they can come and I'll be available for discussions, so they can talk about their problems. And then even then I'm ready to start for some people in Friday itself. If you're coming early, welcome, right? I'll give you one session on Friday, and then the next, formal sessions will start from next day, Saturday morning, and until Sunday evening. Those who want to leave on Monday morning, you're welcome. I'll give another session for you. Okay, this is all complimentary for you. You can do additional. I'm there to help you. The idea is to you relieve from your pain, and at least you take some things at home and continue to do that. So if 50-60% of your pain is gone, for some people, pain is gone permanently, And so, so I'll give you what sequence. So the second part is the healing part. We'll do some group intensive healing also. And the third part is what you take home and do. So that's what we have broken this into 3 parts. And then we'll do some picnic area, and some things here locally. Yeah.
Just a question, how long and often to do the breathing exercises?
Yeah. So here is one question. Yeah. So how long and often do the breathing exercise? So the breathing exercise, you can talk, you can do almost every day, very 5 minutes, even 5 minutes every day. It'll be very successful. If you start to do that, so the beginning, I have given many things for you, those who haven't attended, but if you continue to watch, or videos are available, some of the videos, if you look at, we did the midbrain. If you watch our videos in the past, we have given different things, rolling up your tongue, and we activated the midbrain, different parts of the midbrain. Along with this, if you integrate this becomes highly intensive. And with these 2 practices, you will energize yourself first. And then on top of it, you will feel this opens up, you start to energize other people. The intensity will work. So you become, what you typically becoming is, you're becoming a lens. See, a glass, a normal glass, if the sun comes, what can it do? It doesn't burn anything. But if you turn this into a lens, the focused energy can burn. You can light up a matchstick. Same way, why our thoughts are not working? We have good intentions only for healing. It's not working, right? We want our wife to be healed, husband to be healed, or, children to be healed. It's not happening because the focus is not there, intensity is not there. Intensity happens when your biomagnetic energy as the causal body becomes very strong. And then you put a thought, it will work. So focus, right? And I teach you in this thing, the retreat will also teach you high biomagnetic energy using the lamp lighting, light. How in a group you can do amazing healing, and passive healing also you can use, lamps. They have certain photo medicinal properties. Passively it will work. Okay, so that's one question. How I live in Houston and I have a ton of other trainings to pay off. Yes, yes, Andy, that's good. You live in Houston, you are, of course, you are looking at what about those who are not in local. See, I am having this thing, like if you're arranging, I'm open to this. Right now, I am focused only in this place because a lot of people are interested, right? But in the later run, if you have a group of people there and they are ready to take, I'm ready to travel and come there. Not a problem. Okay. If you have a group, anywhere you arrange a group, and I'm ready to come and do a separate session, because the whole month we have other things. I'm keeping once in a month we will do here, but other times are available. I can come and do as well. Right. Okay, Sarah. Sarah says, thank you, thank you.
There's a question. Jill has asked a question. Can
Jill,
herniated
okay,
disc
Jill.
heal?
Yes, I'm sorry. Can herniated disc heal? Yes, they can heal back. So what you need to do, you have to use the particular Marma point, and it'll see, even broken bones can be healed in the ancient. As long as the bone doesn't go out, there are 3 Marma points. If you put certain herbs on top of it with the 3 Marma points, you can heal that particular area without using any other external, any other modern things. There are ways to heal this. Okay, so herniated disc is not a problem at all. If you do align, if you know how to align, there is a little bit of yogasana that you do for that particular part. Different kind of asana should be done, not a random asana. First, you should relieve the pain through the Marma Mudra Prayoga. Then we'll do some eyelation, and then you activate the Marma point, and after that you do a little bit of asanas. With all these 3 things, within 3 to 4 months you can come back to normal.
Is it a good idea for them to join the retreat, because then they can learn it systematically?
Yes, exactly. But Jill is in UK, I think. Yes,
Well,
Jill,
whoever
and
has it,
Europe.
I mean, if
Yeah,
they
yes,
can
yes,
join
yes.
some retreat, right?
Yes, of course. So
it's good to learn correctly, right? To do the whole thing correctly and systematically. Otherwise, you may not get the full benefit. Right?
yeah. So iPhone, I don't know who is iPhone, but iPhone is asking how to heal leg bone. So when you're saying leg bone, do you mean some problem with the bone paining, or how are you talking about? Okay, so probably you're talking about some accident or something happened, and then it is, yes, it is intention. Intention is very important. Annihilation is important. If you're stuck in the modern thing, what you can do? So already you have some structure. You can you're with the crutches. So how do we heal then? Still you can wrap up, as I told you, with the oils, ancient oils, I told you, and then intention, right? The alignment will be limited because we cannot do much Marma there, but you can do Marma on the right hand, Marma Mudra Prayoga, to heal if it is happening on the left leg, right? So continuously do this, and the same Dwadasanga, go to the Dwadasanga, and I told you intention, like feel that the Saturn, connect with the Saturn, and feel that your leg is now properly, whatever shape you want, visualize. As you visualize strongly, you become that. What you think, you become. It's all epigenetics. You become what you think. And that willpower will come. 10 times you think one same thing, somewhere it will open up and you will achieve. Don't worry about, what has happened. Just do it and, think about what next I can do. And it'll all work out. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I think we've gone considerably over time, I think. Maybe we should end.
Okay. Hope
Went very well,
you
I
can make
think.
use of this. And yes, please post the YouTube channel name. So Rama is asking, so you can just share with our, IT team, please. Yeah. Okay, so all right. I think we're done with this session. So please try to come, and if you're local, definitely you should make it. It's going to be very useful. Okay.
Would you have another webinar next weekend? Are you going to do another webinar?
Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna have are we doing any meditation tomorrow? That's question, right? So Mondays, we are open to meditations. Monday, 5:30 Eastern time. You can join one of our meditations. So I can do this Dwadasanga full meditation. If you're joining tomorrow, we'll do the full meditation of this activating this. Okay. So we'll see how to activate the Maitinda Kalavarma point, Dwadasanga. Right? Maitinda means without touching. Okay. All right. So join us.
That will be 3 p.m. India time, right?
India time, IST.
5:30 a.m. here in the US will be 3 p.m. India time.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.